using quantitative strategies to disrupt traditional investing. Welcome to MathBay. Tens of millions of tourists from all over the world visit Macau and Las Vegas each year, as well as casinos all around the world. Although some of them leave the casino with massive returns, most patrons often leave with nothing. Have you ever thought about why is the dealer often the winner in these two-party games? Could it be the dealer has better luck than you do? Or is there a hidden secret behind it? And is there a better strategy for players? In the following videos in our channel, we will select a specific casino game in each issue, analyze it with mathematics, and give the players the best countermeasures so that you can become the top 1% of players that actually make money in a casino. Stick to the end as we will be sharing one of the loopholes of the game that might just increase your chances in winning. For today, the name of the game that we are going to analyze is three-card poker. This game can be seen in many casinos in Las Vegas. In Macau, it is often referred as the Fortune 3 Treasures. The rules of the game are simple and easy to understand. At the beginning of every round, the players would place their bets in pair plus and ante. Do note that betting on pair plus is optional while ante is not. The payouts are normally printed onto the table which everyone can see. Pair plus is essentially an extra bet on the cards you have, while ante is the bet on the hands of the dealer. But just for context, here is the list of payouts. Every player at the table, including the dealer, will be dealt 3 face-down cards. The players are then allowed to open their cards at which they can decide to play or fold the card. If the player chooses to play, they would have to match the same bet that they have placed on ante. But if the player thinks that the hand they have is not good enough to play, they can choose to fold and forfeit their bets they currently have on pair plus as well as ante. Now it's the dealer's turn to open the cards. He turns the card face up, and everyone can see and judge whether the card is eligible to play against the player. To qualify, the dealer card must be queen or better. This means that the hand has at least one queen, king, or ace in it. Some other eligible combinations are a pairs, flush, straights, 3 of a kind, or a straight flush. These combinations are ordered from worst to best. In the 3 treasures of fortune, the straight is better than the flush, while in traditional Texas Hold'em, a hand consists of 5 cards, and the flush is better than the straight. And the 3 of a kind is better than the flush and the straight in the 3 treasures in 5-card Texas Hold'em. It is worse than flush and straight. For players who are more familiar with Texas Hold'em, please make no mistake. If the dealer is ineligible, meaning the dealer's hand is worse than Q, you win the bet on ante at odds of 1/1, and the play bet will be refunded in full. This means the player gets $5 back on a $10 investment, mind you, no matter what hand you have. As long as the dealer's hand doesn't qualify, the player gets back the bet on play. The game becomes more interesting if the dealer is eligible to continue. In this case, the player's hand is compared to the dealer's hand. If the dealer's hand is better, the player loses both his ante and his play. Conversely, if the player's hand beats the dealer, both the bet and the raise win at a 1-to-1 odd, doubling their $10 investment. You can get a total of $20 in the bet, and if the player is lucky enough to get an even bigger straight, then the player will get an extra bonus on this bet. The odds for this extra bonus are straight flush 5-to-1, 3 of a kind 4-to-1, and straights 1-to-1. For example, if you get 3 of a kind, then you get an extra 4 times your stake. No matter what card the dealer gets, you will get this extra bonus for this bet. That is, whether the dealer's card is eligible or whether it beats you if it is eligible, you will get this bonus. For example, if your 3 cards are 666, then you can get an extra 4 times your stake whether or not you beat the dealer's card, which means that your 666 is better than the dealer's card. While your cards are smaller than the dealer's cards, you lose your play bet, but profiting it big on your pair plus as well as your ante. Another important aspect of the 3 treasures of fortune is bonus betting, often referred to as a pair plus bonus. You must decide whether to make this bet before the cards are dealt. There is a separate area on the table for placing chips. The existence of this bonus bet provides a higher return on a good hand so many players are very interested in this bet. It's also very simple to play, and players don't need to make any further decisions after making the initial bet. Here are the odds for bonus bets. Straight flush 40 to 1, 325 to 1, straight 5 to 1, flush 4 to 1, and pairs 1 to 1. For example, if you bet $5 on ante and you get a straight flush, you can get an extra $200 bonus. We have introduced the rules. Do you think this game is very simple? You can basically learn how to play it in a few minutes, but if you want to get the best strategy, it involves some complicated mathematical processes. If the details are too detailed, the audience who do not want to know these details will be scared away. So let's replace it with something that everyone is interested in the result. Mathematically speaking, the house has a 3.373% advantage. What does that mean? For every $100 you bet, you will lose an average of $3.33. Over time, the longer you play, the more you lose. You will lose more and more to the dealer. Maybe this is the real meaning behind the game being called the three treasures of wealth. As a player, the best strategy is to only play Q6-4 or better hands and discard all other cards. If you don't play according to this strategy, the player will lose more money. For example, if the player gets Q8-9, 2-3-4 or 7-8-8, these cards are bigger than Q6-4, so players should choose to continue. If players have hands like J9-2, 8-6-2, 2-7-8, they should fold and accept the reality of losing their bet, otherwise they are likely to lose more. That being said, some of you may be asking, hold on, this game is dealer biased and I lose more money as time goes. How am I supposed to be that 1% of people who earn money in a casino? Don't worry, let me talk about the possible loopholes in this game. And this loophole will make players go from gambling to bet to win. The reason why it is possible is because dealers in some casinos are not professional and might accidentally let the player see a dealer's card when dealing the dealer's own cards, or the player can sit very low and when the dealer takes out the card from the card chew. The instant the player sees a certain card of the dealer, the advantage of the game is transferred from the casino to the player. On average, you will win $3.43. As you play longer and longer, you will gradually win more and more. So the best strategy for now is this table lists the player's advantage for each type of hand that the dealer inadvertently exposes. The combined player's advantage is 3.483%. To briefly explain the strategy expressed by this chart, if the player sees that the dealer's hand is 2 to J, then the player can play any hand they have. However, if the dealer's hand is that card if it is Q, then the player can only play Q9-2 or better, and all other cards are to be discarded. If the card in the dealer's hand is K, then the player only plays K92 or better and discards other cards. That card is an ace, then the player only plays A92 or better and folds the rest. Well, many friends may want to ask, if I can't see the dealer hands like you have mentioned, what can I do then? If your only intention is to gamble and have a better edge, you can take your chances on your hand. However, if you plan to make money from a casino, just give up on the table and find another table to do so. The final result has been mathematically proved that you will lose if you bet, even if you are lucky to win at a certain time. As long as you keep playing, the result is already doomed. If you have any specific topics you wish to know, you could leave it in the comments so that we have another topic to talk about. See you in the next video.